is going on, YouTube? What is going on, Kansas City? And what is going on, everybody? And welcome to the Beat of KC. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lucas Murphy, and if you are a Kansas Jayhawk fan, rock chalk, baby. Holy smokes, what a game, what a showing, what an event. The overall day of opening the brand new David Booth Kansas Memorial Stadium, as we all know it, the booth. Pack the booth, ladies and gentlemen. It was incredible to see the striping, to see the amount of fans, students, donors, alumnus that were out there. That place was absolutely rocking, and you could just feel the environment that Kansas football is back. And I think that it just speaks to itself, the fact that the strides that this program has taken since Lance Leipold has taken over the program, and where the future could be going. We saw a little bit of that last night, and I think with 42,000 fans roughly packing the booth, coming to watch their Kansas Jayhawks led by head coach Lance Leipold was incredible. So we're going to jump into the football stuff. Kansas dominated with a 31-7 victory over Fresno State. Jalen Daniels, he set the tone, and that's one of the things that I talked about before this game even started, and I really kind of gave an overview of some players to highlight. For me, number one is always going to be Jalen Daniels, and the reason is because we saw it last night. When he is flowing in this offense, when he has rhythm, when he really kind of has control of what he's doing, the command, he's going to run the offense, and it's going to look like the old Andy Koltanecki type of offense. We saw the triple option. We saw the regular option of just pitching it off and letting the running back go, or him holding on and just peeling around the corner and going. We saw the fact that he has the ability to sling it out of the option. We saw the fact that they were running RPOs. It just was an incredible showing. And again, I don't think we really opened everything in the playbook. And the reason is because we were up at a decent amount. And so I think we really started handing off the football, which we're going to talk about. But Cam Pickett, ladies and gentlemen, the newcomer made a notable impact with 6 receptions for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cam Pickett was absolutely incredible in this football game, and I think that just allows for Kansas Jayhawks fans to truly see who Cam Pickett is. So it was amazing to see Cam Pickett get out there. The 2 touchdowns were absolutely flawless. The one that immediately stands out to me was the very first one. It was off of a triple option. He's peeling out, kind of running a wheel route, and as soon as he catches the football, the blocks could not have aligned up more perfectly, and he just waltzes into the brand new renovated end zone at the booth. It was just one of the coolest things to see, I think, ever. Now, the next one is LaShawn Williams. I was super excited to see him. I think one of the biggest things with me is we know Lance Leipold likes to run the football, and this running back room is very, very deep. He likes to run the football. He likes to hand it off. He likes to ground and pound. He likes to run the option. We saw that last night. So with the fact that LaShawn Williams was able to, rush for 57 yards, a touchdown on 6 carries was absolutely incredible. And then you pair that with every other running back that was able to get in the game, specifically Daniel Highshaw. Highshaw was able to really kind of show what he was able to do. He's able to come back healthy. He's able to provide that ground and pound type of mentality. He's bringing his leadership. He's bringing that experience. And I really think those two are going to have an incredible, incredible year this year. I truly believe that. And I think this offense will also feed off of their success. And it's going to be an incredible thing. Now, let's flip over to the other side. And obviously there was more that happened on the offense, but I think the defense too really kind of also set the tone. After the first drive, I think those guys were trying to settle in. One of the things I have talked about previously too is the fact that in practice, you're going against your teammates. And yes, you're trying to get better off of going against your teammates. But eventually, you're going to be going against an opponent that is trying to force a loss on you. That is trying to either get to your quarterback or is trying to prevent you from getting in the end zone. That is their goal. That is their objective. And they're going to smack you in the mouth. And so I think for the fact that we finally were able to go against an opponent that wasn't our teammates, I think it really kind of took him just a drive to kind of settle in. And once they settled in, ladies and gentlemen, it was an incredible thing to view. And so you had guys, we did force 3 turnovers. The Jayhawks themselves did not turn the football over. We had an interception that was an acrobatic event from Lyric Rawls. I talked about Lyric Rawls in my pre-video to this game, and I think Lyric Rawls is going to provide this defense just that dynamic, that savagery, I guess you could say, that you need on a defense. You know, you almost need like it to where it's like a no-fly zone in a way. And I think Lyric Rawls is going to have that mentality, that foaming at the mouth, like I'm going to get you, I'm going to lay you out type of mentality. And that's what you need on this defense. We also got to see guys like Devin Dye force a fumble in recovery. Bengali Kamara, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jayhawks. Holy smokes. He had an impressive showing. And there was tons of other guys we could talk about on this defense. It was just a great showing from this Kansas defense, getting after the quarterback, forcing turnovers, and holding them to 7 points was incredible. Now, the final things that I'm going to kind of go into, I really think the game just wasn't a win. It marked a return of KU's football tradition back in Lawrence. And what I mean by that is the fact that we opened the booth back up. You know, last year's games were at Arrowhead Stadium, and obviously that's a cool environment. That's a venue that history has been made on a multiple occasions. But this is kind of like true to what KU football is. This is true to Lawrence. This is true to KU fans. So the fact that we reopened the stadium and we get a victory in it on the opening night just kind of speaks to what really KU's football's direction's going. I also want to talk about Lance Leipold. And I think he deserves praise. I think the fact that he has, and his staff really, the fact that they went out, recruited, and are able to really bring a product to Kansas fans, where the product on the KU football field has been abysmal for years and years and years. We've gone through numerous coaches. We've went through, you know, I can't tell you how many times it was going to be the year and the coach just either utterly failed, or we just couldn't keep recruits, or we couldn't get recruits, or the players just weren't up to par. You know, and I think that speaks to what we need to really appreciate that we have in Lance Leipold, and I expect him to be here for the long term and really kind of ride it and see this vision out. I appreciate you all checking out this video. Hopefully you guys are Jayhawk fans. Hopefully you guys are getting prepped for Wagner coming into the booth for this next game. I appreciate you all. Let me know down in the comment section what was your favorite part of the game, or really what you enjoyed the most about the presentation. I thought it was incredible. We didn't even talk about the 35s that flew over and shook the stadium. That was incredible as well. So let me know down in the comment section what you all were really liking about this football game. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. Make sure you smash that like button. And as always, I end every single video the exact same way. Have a good day.